Hold on. I have to create a time span. So this is the part where I like look at you like real creepy for a second too long and make you uncomfortable, just so when I edit it later, it makes it easier for me. You're welcome. Tonight on Public Access Live, my guest, writer, comedian, beardy guy. We like beardy guys, right? Mad Dog Mark, thank you so much for being here. Love your face. We are so happy to have with us this evening Bradly Daniel McPherson. And that episode begins in 3, 2, 1.
What do you mean you don't wear? I just saw you wearing this.
I try not to.
Is it
A vanity?
yeah. Okay. As long as we're being vain, it's good. Okay.
No. Actually, this was the first step in many of me feeling like an old ass. Yeah. Step number 1 were the readers. It's like, God, I feel so old. And then I taught my daughter to drive. And then after that, hi, welcome to Public Access Live. It's your window through my window. Tonight's guest, Bradly Daniel McPherson. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Writer, comedian, man on the scene.
Yeah.
Really, kind of. I can't go any further than this. Your name is an adverb. There's no E in it. It's just
That's correct.
You're very Bradly.
Yeah.
As in Brad-like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to be clear
100%.
about that.
I always tell people it's like heavenly,
Mm-hmm.
divinely,
Bradly.
Bradly.
No.
Yeah, a lot of people they've picked up on that.
Yeah. Is the beard heavenly?
It depends on who you ask.
Let me ask you this: when you go back through your Facebook, as we did, do you find pictures of yourself with the beard or without the beard? Is either of those pictures where you're like, I like it better the other way?
Oh, I hate when I see pictures without the beard.
It covers up so much, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just this allows me to be a little more flawed as an individual, but still be okay as a human being.
I just want you to know that there's not going to be a lot of positive reinforcement in it.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
So it's like life, and
without so many gut kicks.
okay, yeah,
Maybe
that's
I do.
good. That's good.
When did you get the bug? The comedy bug. Were
the
you a
comedy
theater?
bug?
Were you a theater guy? Did you already have some kind of background that you were entertainment motivated, music?
So yeah,
Band?
so I was in drama in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
So explain to hand gestures.
Yeah, so yeah, you're gonna have to emote. I don't want people to think that I'm just sitting here, not conversing with you. Exactly. So there was that.
Lead or shepherd? Were you
lead.
Joseph or shepherd? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
No, yeah,
Oh,
it was
fantastic.
Lysander and.
Yeah, what kind of productions did your school do?
So we did some Shakespeare, and then
Okay.
we did some other stuff that nobody knows of, and then we cast stuff that we never did. So I got cast for stuff that never happened. So that felt good because I got good parts.
Quinn has a script of mine from a high school play that's a melodrama.
Did you write it?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's a classic. It was called 21st Century and the Rent is Due. And
Okay.
it's a classic.
It's not Rent. It's 21st Century and the Rent is Due.
Yes.
Very different.
Yes. It was actually comedic. It was Base Cadet Bob of the 21st century, and there was a dastardly or
Okay. Okay.
crinkly mustache guy and
Yeah.
my
A damsel?
hero. Yes,
Oh,
I mean
okay.
it was that, but it was set in like a space astronaut kind of thing. It was actually when Quinn saw it, he was like, "Do you know who wrote this?" And he knows everything.
Well, yeah, I defer to Quinn in all things.
Drama or theater,
Drama
right?
or theater.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, he has it right now. Otherwise, we could have a nice little
We
laugh
could-
about a high
we-
school play. But he has my script that I used to have people come on and read from.
I have bad news for him. Can
Okay.
I deliver it on this show?
Sure.
Okay.
No NDAs.
Recently, my car was broken into, and the hat that I borrowed, Quinn, got stolen. So that hat...
Oh, this is breaking news.
Yeah, and that hat, I meant to tell you the other night whenever I saw you, but I had it in my heart, but this is the time that I chose. I felt like everybody needed to hear it, and this way they'll all understand that I'm grieving with you about that hat. That was the only thing they took out of the car. For what it's worth, they
were Quinn Blakely groupies.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Followed me to my destination. Mm-hmm. They saw your article of clothing in my car, so actually we could blame you.
Yeah.
His car would have never got broken into if your fans, Quinn, who were just trying to get through you to get to your dad. Oh no!
Oh.
Actually, when Quinn came on the show, I said I will be the first person to ever interview you who will not utter the name David Blakely, and he said I'll do it.
Well, there you go.
And then he came on and started talking about his dad. And I was like, dude,
like
I said we weren't going to talk about
gross.
that. How did you get connected with the tour de force that is Talk Show Incorporated?
So whenever I first started comedy, I started just finding all the shows that were going on and just going to as many of them as possible. And I found Talk Show, and I loved it because it's a very silly, zany show.
You're
and
a fucking walk-on?
What?
Like just kind of went out for the team and...
Yeah. I showed up, and I was like watching it a lot. And then one night I was like, hey, Landry, I don't know if you know this, but I do comedy on a very small scale, and if I could ever assist or anything, I'd love to. And he said, no, thank you.
That was season 1.
that was the season 1.
Okay.
And then I kept harassing him, and
what
what
did you pitch that won him?
I think I was like, you need a warm body for some of your bits, and I could be that person. And he was like, well, just come out and just tell me your idea. We'll come out to a writer's meeting. You just tell me your ideas.
Nobody else would wear the Trump wig, would they?
Well, I had it in my room for other personal reasons. So
next to an inflatable sheep with a Trump wig.
Well, yeah, that's just my aesthetic. It's my Marie
So you just
Kondo.
kept on and kept on and everything.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Well, I loved it so much. It was such a fun, zany time, and so I was like, well, that's the kind of silliness that I enjoy.
That's kind of silly as we all need right now, man.
I think so.
This show, they know I've ranted to death about how I'm really just tired of going to a show and the guy immediately getting political.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, come on, man, I'm trying to forget about all that. I mean, every time I open up MSN, there it is. Every time I open up, for the sake of, oh God, this is going to sound terrible, but at the office, every time I open up the front page of AOL, or Yahoo, or whatever, it's always like, Democrat this, or Trump's an ass, or, it's like, boom, 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 and I'm like, I'm going to go to a comedy show tonight, and I want to forget all about this stuff. I want to forget that my boss is a dick, and that there's an election coming up, and all this.
Yeah.
And you get up there, and the guy's like, so, anybody see that debate last night? And you're like, come on, man, just come out here with the arrow through your head and cat juggling. That's all I want to see. I want to see some cat juggling.
We don't offer cat juggling. Don't mislead the public. There's no cat juggling. In fact, we have a hard no stance on cat juggling. Thank you, PETA. We have a sponsorship.
Your dad's your boss, isn't he? Well, is it? Does that make me the pot or the kettle? So, do you find time to geek out on anything, or are you so consumed by what you're doing as a comedy writer now and a performer?
I would love to be so consumed that I don't geek out on other things, but the problem is like my personality is like, I like to taste lots of stuff. I like to
go back a little bit because we blew past this to get to the entertainment side.
Okay. So
you were theater in high school. Did you do anything else? You play instruments, or did you have I'm sorry if this sounds bad. Do you have a band look to you?
Oh, that is the only time anybody's ever said that to me. Most of my life, I have grown up being like, "Oh, you look like terrible. Yeah, you look
like
unhealthy."
Even band wouldn't accept you.
Yeah, even a band would be like, "No, thank you."
Those guys are shit. Even the tubby guys are out there are still got their knees up in the air and
they're no.
They look like Terrell.
Oh,
I love Terrell.
I do too.
Right now he's.
No, I wasn't a band kid. Not at all. No, the thing is, I think there are two major things: drama, but then also is raised Jehovah's Witness, And so...
Okay.
I love that response.
Are you still Jehovah's Witness?
I don't identify as such.
Okay. Would you say that people who are into it 100%, that it could be classified as a cult rather than a religion? Do they make people get away from their... I don't care about the genitals, or you wear a tracksuit, or the Nike Cortez, or you're waiting for the spaceship to come pick you up, or you drink Kool-Aid. I don't care about any of that.
Right.
It's when if part of their philosophy is they cut you off from your family, that's when I'm like, that's a cult. So I'm like Jehovah's Witness. If your family's not Jehovah's Witness, are they still cool with that?
Without getting into the minutia,
okay,
there's a lot of gray areas, and there's a lot of people who, are like very hardline, like you're either in or you're out. And then there are some people who are like,
there's factions of Jehovah's Witness?
They wouldn't admit it. They wouldn't say like, oh yeah, there's gradients of this. Nobody's out there like... Yeah,
what is a hardcore Jehovah's Witness? He's like knocking on like 2,000 doors a day.
Well,
yeah.
There are levels for sure. There are more devout or zealot.
Or do they actually maybe rank you by not how many doors you knock on, but by how many people slam it on you?
There you go. You have to take the adversity. That's what builds the...
builds character. It's like those itchy woolen blankets. I wonder if Jehovah's Witnesses have an army. If they have an army, they're a cult. That's bottom line. I'm sorry, but if you have your own security force that doesn't pay attention to like local law enforcement...
Oh yeah, that would be creepy. I don't think that they do. If they do, they haven't told me, or they didn't invite me when I was
I'm trying to get on name recognition, because I don't know if you know this in the local scene, but people are only really nice to you if they think that you can benefit them in some way, and then they're like super nice. Of course, you already know this because you're like the coolest guy ever. But yeah. But no, like Scientology, they're just... I'm trying to find a way of getting popular by name dropping, and I'm like, who actually pays the most attention? Like if I said Brad Pitt, am I gonna get Brad Pitt people after me? No. If I say Scientology's a cult, we're gonna be in the news soon. Yeah,
you're doing it. You're doing it. You're doing it.
This is a different kind of PR strategy that they don't teach you on Madison Avenue.
Yeah, no, I think that there's some people out there plying this. Don't be wrong. Outrage is a form of attention.
True story.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, nice segue to. Speaking of outrage, the cat that attacked you.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Can we talk about this?
Let's go ahead and clear the air on this.
Enough with the debates and the shit that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
A cat attacked my friend today.
Yeah.
Today?
Not today. It happened Sunday. And I only went to the doctor today.
My sympathy level's dropping.
Well...
At least it dropped 10-15% right there.
That's fair. It should probably be not even that high. I'm still morally outraged by it. Because
your cat?
It was not my cat. I went over to a friend's. You may know a certain Dustin DeVore.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't mean a name drop.
No, he'll be on...
Yeah, I saw him in this... I don't know when.
I think 1st of April.
Okay, so he's
April
coming out.
3rd, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is coming up.
Yeah.
We posted yesterday, so he'll be up.
Yeah, so I was over at his place.
And his cat doesn't like you.
Well, I choose to believe because I'm a great loving person of all animals.
I saw that earlier,
Yeah. Your dog's big fans.
Yeah.
Big fans.
They loved you as well.
Yeah.
I could tell.
Yeah. So I think that maybe there's some trauma in this cat's life that needs to be worked out.
Oh, someone was mean to it earlier.
I don't know. I'm not making any judgments. I'm certainly not saying as Dustin has abused the cat.
Indirectly, a man who spends a lot of time going to mock trial and learning teaching debate to children, you're going to try to blame his cat for scratching your eye now?
All I'm saying is that I'm sending the doctor bills to him later.
Uphill battle. No.
I feel like I've got a leg to stand on. I've got...
You know what? You could jar him real quick. Just send an attorney over to his house that says they represent you, because he hates attorneys right now.
Really?
Oh, dude, he did his whole set Wednesday night like anti-attorney, anti-veteran.
Wasn't anti-veteran?
Yeah, well, it wasn't anti-veteran, but
that's a bold stance to take here in Oklahoma.
He did take a couple of like small jabs at at military. But then after that, it was all jokes about attorneys. I couldn't figure out why. And, and CR says, "See that table right there?" He goes, "Those guys are all attorneys, and they were all like loud during the set last week." So he did a whole So send him an attorney, and you'll jar him enough. He'll be like, "How dare you?"
That is the kind of thing I like to do. Make people uncomfortable. Damage our relationship through litigation.
Did you prank any?
No, I don't. Because here's the thing: I don't like to be pranked. I love discomfort comedy. Like that's one of my cringe comedy. Like I love people being in situations that make you go, "Oh, I hate that for them." So you would think I would love pranking.
Always Sunny?
Yeah, Always Sunny.
The League. No, The League was too much of a good time. I love that show.
The League was fantastic.
The League was awesome.
Oh, so good.
I know. I griped after 7 seasons, and I was like, you know what? If they'd drug it out till they'd jumped the shark, it would have been terrible.
Yeah.
I think Batman Chalupa is as far as you go. No more extra kids. No more extra characters. You got the core. You got the Rothies. You got the Dirty Randys. You don't need anything else.
Dirty Randy.
Dirty Randy.
So good.
No, I do this and this. I don't do this.
That's such a good show. But yes, cringe comedy. But pranks are on that scale because you're making somebody uncomfortable because they've done something that they thought they should do or that they.
Are you a fan of the roasting?
I love roasting.
Okay.
Yeah, I've performed.
What's your record at?
I've only lost once, and I've won.
He had all those records. Brian sat here and he's like, "Oh, I can look that up real quick."
Yeah, I went. Brian, call in. Let us know. I only lost once to Oscar Manuel. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, he's been on a few times.
Okay, yeah, and I choose to believe that there was an issue with some judging, so it could have been either way. No. I'm not saying naming names, but I think Jessica Milford screwed me. It's fine. It's fine.
Are you calling out one of the judges?
Oh, yeah, but she's in Oklahoma City now. She can't hurt me, although she does take boxing classes. I saw that, and I was like, she would beat my ass.
If pussy gives a guy an infection that's minor, he'll still go back. Well, I'm sorry, that's not in the form of a question. So, movies? Do you like the movies? Are you a comic book movie guy? Do you like this Marvel Universe shit?
Oh yeah, that's my jam.
Is it?
Yeah. Like Star Wars, Marvel.
Have you seen the complete box set of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I have not.
And it's they are DVDs, but they are in different cases, and each case looks like a comic book. It's comic book art.
I'm on board.
Yeah. All 60-something movies.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Insane what they've produced in 13 years?
Yeah.
Are we going back to X-Men? When do you start?
You have to. It's Iron Man 1 is where they delineated. They were like, hey, this is where we're gonna do a thing.
Okay.
And I think that's the starting period of like.
So X-Men isn't part of our Marvel Cinematic Universe.
No. That's owned by Sony. I think Sony.
That's not even owned by the.
No, because it's not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now they did purchase it back recently, so we could be seeing the X-Men in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'm very excited at that possibility because I happen to love mutants. I happen to love the Brotherhood. I think Magneto is one of the most magnificent villains that has existed in the comic book universe. So I'm pretty interested.
I'm pretty interested right now in a movie critique show with you and Wade.
Oh, he has so much energy. He has so many hard takes on things.
I know.
I don't think I could handle it.
Well, you'd be the soft guy.
I think. Yeah,
you would be the Siskel.
To his Ebert.
Yeah, Ebert was the guy. If this movie was terrible, Woody Allen should be ashamed of himself. And the other guy's like, I don't know. He should probably be ashamed that he's dating his daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, he was much, a lot softer take.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that could be a thing. I'll talk to Wade. You wanna run over me as I be like, no. There's some redeeming factors.
So there's actually a piece of Marvel that Disney didn't buy when they bought all of Marvel. Like there was some that
Spider-Man as well was not.
And then later on, Marvel goes, "Oh yeah, you don't own that. Go look at the papers. We didn't give you that. You're gonna have to pay more." They did that?
Yeah. Yeah, that was part of the. I mean, for a long time, Spider-Man, they couldn't use Spider-Man because
really
he was
is that why it
young.
took him so long to put him in?
Mm-hmm. That's why he wasn't in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for so long, and then finally they worked out a deal.
Are you glad Star Wars is wrapped up, or do you want more?
I want I want a movie every month for Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah,
you love
like,
it that much?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like whenever I was a teenager, we would do role playing games, like Dungeons and Dragons and whatnot.
Totally.
And we always played Star Wars.
Star Wars role-playing game.
Star Wars role playing.
I had second edition.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hardback.
From WEG.
I don't know.
Okay.
It was about the size of this. No, actually, it's bigger than that. It was a large book. It was about that thick. It was hardcovered. Star
Okay.
Wars second edition role-playing game.
Okay. All right. I feel like I have played that. If it was the edition that I'm thinking of.
Did you get into Dark Horse? Or any of the offshoot stories? Did you get into like who did Shadows of the Empire?
Timothy Zahn?
No, Stephen Perry.
No. Oh, you're thinking of the comic books, right? That's what you mean.
No, it was a full story. It might be on the shelf. No, Star Wars, Empire, Close Encounters. Somebody has my Shadows of the
when
Empire.
you lend out things.
That's
right,
why
Quinn?
nothing. Here's the thing: anything on that CD shelf, he could leave with. He could leave with one of these guitars if he fucking wanted to. But if he asked for a book off that shelf, no, that is like commodity in my house. But no, seriously, because I'm a prepper, sort of. I don't have tons of food.
You could be a sort of prepper.
I don't have tons of food.
You're like I'm a
I don't
prepper.
have. I don't have any medical supplies. But I promise you, if the power grid goes down, I have enough shit around here to burn to stay warm, and I have books. Like, oh, you guys don't have movies? Oh, that's a shame. Oh, well, your Amazon account's down? That's terrible. I have basically about 6,000 movies on paperback in this bitch.
I have a strong opinion. It has a strong opinion, and I know that not everybody agrees with me. If the internet goes away tomorrow, I hope that it takes my life with it. I don't want to go back.
You have the Patton Oswalt kind of take where if society ends, it's gonna. I hope I die because I don't want to have to rebuild society. And it's gonna be at least 30 or 40 years before I can pitch a podcast again. So
right at the very least, right?
Yeah. So
yeah.
My life's over.
Right. I was thinking about. I was like, listen, if it's really important that we are able to eat and sleep in a safe space and all of these things, if you have to worry about your fundamental necessities, you're not going to come to my open mic set. I don't think you will. And that's going to affect me because I'm going to still do it.
I guess. But here's the thing. Without electricity, we're all going to be using those kids' mics that have that little piece of foil that echoes.
Yeah.
That's all going to be our open mic
I
set.
like it. I'm looking forward to that actually now. That's the only part that I like.
If you were offered a remake of a Korean cult classic film, would you appear in it?
Would I? So
he's not Korean. It's McPherson. He's obviously Italian. No, seriously. What is it? I mean, they're going to see the Bradley and the Mc, and they're going to see the red beard. They're going to go for.
They're going to make an assumption.
Yeah,
they're going to make an assumption.
And they went for Korean.
And that Korean assumption is 100% correct. I can't believe they saw right through it. That's so weird. They were like, man, he likes kimchi fries. And they were right. Those are delicious. Have you had those?
Kimchi fries?
Yeah.
No, I'm still hung up on duck fat fries. That's still my jam.
All right.
And it's right down the road.
Okay. All right.
Besides, Fazler Hall, being Korean, you probably wouldn't know this, but at Fazler Hall,
True.
On St. Patty's Day, they do a corned beef hot dog. So basically, it's a like a hot dog casing.
Okay.
And it's ground up corned beef inside. Mm-hmm. You're not into that?
I'm not into everything you're saying. Sounds horrible.
And instead of putting like how like a German brat or would have kraut on top.
I don't know that, but okay.
Okay, so a German brat would have kraut, sauerkraut on top of it.
Ooh.
But in this case, instead of having that, but still give it that kind of crunchy veggie on top, they do grilled dill pickle and onion.
Oh my!
So it's corned beef, onion, and dill pickle.
At every turn in that sounds the worst thing I would ever.
They
put
were
in my
awful.
mouth.
I only ate 7 of them. They were terrible. They sucked so hard, and the duck fat fries. But I mean, other than that,
there were so many.
Are you an adventurous eater?
No.
Oh, you're a diner guy?
The opposite of the diner guy too, because really I pick 3 things and I eat those things and then I'm like, I hate that thing now. And then I pick a new and it comes into my 3 things. I can tell you my 3 things that I eat.
Please,
right
go
now.
on.
Chipotle, the barbacoa bowl,
Okay.
McDouble and French fries from McDonald's.
Bacon McDouble, but I hear you. Go on.
Well, some of us can't be just so spendy, John. Jeez.
Yeah, well,
Some of us don't have bacon McDouble money. I don't know if you know this.
I don't know if you see the Israel hat over there, but maybe I shouldn't be talking about how much bacon McDoubles I eat. Go on. Go on with your story, though.
Anyway, and then Chick-fil-A. 12-piece.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A sauce, or you go for the Polynesian?
I do the Chick-fil-A sauce, and I didn't realize it was a mustard for a long time because I am strictly anti-mustard.
Really?
Yeah, it's a strong take.
Do you do the United States of barbecue?
I'm super interested.
I mean,
don't even know what that is.
As far as everybody has beef, and everybody has pork ribs. So basically, the only thing that separates different regions is their seasonings or their sauces.
Okay.
So do you play that game where you try a little bit from everywhere?
Are
you in
do
the
you
barbecue?
mean like internationally?
Well,
like do you
no,
think like
just in
Korean
America.
barbecue?
No, just like in America, just different things that you find. Like, have you been around a lot? Are you a Tulsa guy? Did you move in, move out?
No, so we moved to Tulsa when I was like 12 years old. From Purcell, Oklahoma. Shout out to Purcell.
What?
Yeah.
I've heard of it. Tornado touched down there once, right?
Well, many a time. That town gets fucked over like more Oklahoma all the time.
Purcell gets butt fucked so hard they're changing their name to Catoosa.
Oh. Too soon. Anyway.
Go on.
So we moved up here, and then I've been in Sand Springs and Tulsa, and then Wagner for a bit.
Oh, no kidding?
Yeah.
Charles Page guy, huh?
Yeah, graduated at Charles Page 07. So
what?
Yeah, you could say.
A lot of shout outs there. You've given a lot of shout outs.
Given the love.
So you being an Okie,
yeah,
barbecue's kind of forced on us. It's almost like a cult in itself.
Yeah.
It's our Scientology in Oklahoma.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going clear.
What's that? Your dad don't like barbecue?
That's right.
You can't talk
Cut him out of your life.
You can't talk to him ever again. And you need to pay us $800 for the next audit.
Well, yeah.
I
don't know
so,
why I keep doing that.
like Memphis, for example. Memphis is known for its dry rubs and ribs.
Okay.
Not really known for its beef or brisket or sauces.
Okay, you're educating me on this. I
So-
don't know. You're saying it like I know it.
Oklahoma uses what is probably closest to a Kansas City-based sauce. Oklahoma uses a lot of ketchup and molasses or brown sugar-based sauces.
Oh, kind of sweeter.
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
So it's a lot of that red with a little cayenne or a little something for fire, but mostly it's ketchup, molasses, or brown sugar-based sauces.
Yes.
And that's the Kansas City brand.
Like
now,
it.
if you go out to North Carolina, they're divided into three. You have the East Coast, you have the Middle North Carolina, and you have the West North Carolina. And all three of them have different sauces. One of them has a vinegar-based sauce, one of them has a mustard-based sauce, and one of them has a red Kansas City-based sauce.
There we go.
You can go to Mississippi, and they have
know why you
a
would.
white barbecue sauce. They have a mayonnaise-based barbecue sauce.
I want to try that.
I'm kind of curious myself.
Yeah, that feels more my speed.
Fiery mayonnaise would just be like hopped up ranch or something. I mean,
oh, have you had
jalapeno ranch?
Sriracha ranch?
Yes,
it's so good. I just recently discovered it. It's kind of my new thing. I'm putting it on everything. We're trying it out.
Bueno used to do a chicken salad, a chicken taco salad.
Yeah.
And the only reason they got me to eat salad at Bueno was they had a cilantro ranch. And I liked it.
Okay.
It was really good. And then they cut that salad out, and I was like, well, do you still have the ranch? And they're like, no, loser.
No. Get out of here. Shoo. Shoo. Go to your bacony McDouble. Son of a bitch. Get out of here.
What kind of, wait, 2007, what kind of cartoons did you grow up on? What did you have, man?
I was a huge Pokemon fan.
Yeah?
It was Pokemon all the time, as much as I could. Pokemon, Transformers, Beast Wars. That was the
Like, did you ever like, hey, what's Adult Swim about? Or were you into any of that?
I don't know if you know this. I came from a lower income family. We didn't have these Adult Swims and the Nickelodeons and the.
No,
I
totally get that.
Yeah. we were very happy to be eating from the the Pokemon that had been aired like 5 years before and was finally hitting circulation here.
You know,
in America.
I was actually fortunate as a child because as an '80s kid,
Mm-hmm.
we were afforded. There was a big demand for Japanese animation here in America. It was starting to happen, and what was happening was American studios weren't wanting to take the time to develop new stories
Sure.
and teach or hire for this new form. So what they did was they brought over a lot of pre-run Japanese stuff that had been overdubbed in English.
Yeah, there you go.
So by that measure, we got Star Blazers and Battle of the Planets and the Robotech saga, like all three of them. We got that on like TV. TV 41 could afford to run that shit.
That's awesome.
So in the afternoons, that's what we had.
I did read the
And
Robotech
Mask.
books.
Did
I
you?
loved the Robotech
Dude, the
books.
Macross saga is my favorite.
That was very fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Once it got past the Lin Min-Mei shit,
yeah. I
a
was
little drama
like,
queen. Like,
yeah.
no. Leave her, Rick. God, Rick Hunter, quit running back to her. Anyway,
Yeah,
I get emotional about
I
Robotech.
get it. It's fine. He can't hurt you now.
I can't.
He can't hurt you now.
I can't.
R.I.P. Rick.
R.I.P. Rick Hunter. What other? So you had Pokemon. Was that also like the base of? Did you have like actual tactile toys, action figures, Hot Wheels, or were you mostly video?
I wanted to play video games so much more, but then my mom would be like, "No."
Did you Lego? Did you at least get the Lego?
I was 100% Lego. I was the Lego kid. Like
Lego maniac, man.
Every opportunity for a new toy was like, you can get me something, or you get me Lego, which you are guaranteed that I will enjoy.
Here's the thing: you get a kid one GI Joe, he plays with that one GI Joe. You get him Lego, and that GI Joe has a car, he has a house.
Mm-hmm.
You tear that house down, you build him a bigger one.
Yeah.
You break out the dominoes and make him a little fence around his yard.
Yeah. That's the thing. Lego was one of the things that, especially because Lego with Star Wars, they had Star Wars Lego.
Oh.
And it was just a perfect enmeshment of all the things that I wanted. Like, I could have Jedi in the castle. I could have, Jedi and the sheriff hanging out. Which is exactly, as a child, what I want. It was a mixture of these interesting, genres that you're kind of fed as a child. Like pirates and cowboys and Indians and spacemen. And I was like, well, let's add Star Wars to all of these things.
Do you know what bathroom philosophy is?
Bathroom philosophy?
Mm-hmm. You ever been over to someone's house and read something inspirational on their wall?
Yeah.
The guest bathroom always has some.
Yeah, somebody. That's where they're putting their pontification.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I like Gil's Restaurant because the bathroom there says, it was a quote by Oscar Wilde. It says, a cynic is someone who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing.
Ah,
I love
that's
that
good.
one.
That's good bathroom philosophy.
So in our bathroom, you might find a little sign that my wife loves that says, "Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful."
Okay.
Did you have a good childhood? I mean, we all speed bumps, lack of funds. I mean,
sure.
We grew up on powdered milk. I know it's tough, man. Carnation powdered milk sucks. On Cheerios especially.
Oh, yeah. We were never powdered milk. We didn't. I don't. Whenever.
Right, but I'm just saying,
but
even though you were, because you've mentioned a few things that you
So,
are memorable to doing without.
Sure.
How was it?
So I was raised by my single mom for, from when I was like 5 to like 12.
Okay.
And so those years are, they're not super. There's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of like stuff from there that like.
That's the Purcell life.
Yeah, that's the Purcell life. And then she met her now husband, who's a fantastic person. I love my stepdad. He's a great guy. Very glad that they came together, and that was, I think, a great thing in her life and in mine.
Yeah.
And so
happy mom, happy life.
Yeah, that's what they say. So yeah, but those years were crummy. But once we moved to Tulsa, there was different hardships. Life is different and always hard.
As far as like, do you think you'll probably take what you've learned from this as far as you and your daughter?
I have a daughter and a son.
Oh, a
yeah,
daughter
I
and a son.
collected the entire set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not according to where you want to go with that? According to some gender studies, they believe there's more than 2 in the set. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, that's fine. I get it.
Notice
I don't disagree.
Notice I didn't say anything about what I believe.
Yeah.
There's two. You either have a Winky or you don't. That's it.
I feel like we could have this conversation.
A biology discussion?
We could. So it's rooted in biology.
Yeah.
But 100% how we determine things is up to us as a society. So if I want to say, like, I am X, and X is, X and Y are the only two things and that we've always had, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm Z. Then really I just have to get societies on board on it.
No, my issue is not that you want to be Z. My issue is that you may or may not be Z. My issue is that you want me to accept you want me to change my thinking based on what you believe, unless you can prove it in the biology. So if you can't prove to me that in biology that there is a third, fourth, fifth, or sixth gender, then I'm going to stick with what biology, what I can prove through the science, and you can believe what you want, just don't try to change my thinking.
Okay, but so I understand what you're saying. You're saying here's a set of facts, and these are the X and the Y, and that's facts. What I'm saying is those two terms are also over here in our societal position.
Right.
So our society uses these two terms for meanings of things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So whenever we say, okay, or somebody says, like, I'm Z, they're not saying, hey, I'm not X and I'm not Y.
Right.
They're saying, as a society, I view myself this way. I would like it if you would also view me that way because I have spoke that to you and shared that with you. And as a person, my personal philosophy is like, if that's how you feel, cool, let's do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt me to let you view yourself that way, and
exactly.
It doesn't hurt me to give you that love. Like, that's cool.
I look at everything as far as what I could prove in a debate, and I don't think I could prove more than two genders in a debate. I think I would lose that argument in a debate, so I don't take that argument. I
just don't think that it is a debate. I think that it is. We love people and we want people to feel good about themselves, and that's.
No, I'm talking about.
Yeah, like that's the thing.
See, the problem is the political scene and the societal scene, right? So you have like people are brilliant. The individual is brilliant, but you collect more than 10 or 12 of them together, they are dumb as. I mean, you just cannot imagine how stupid people get when they start getting in groups.
That's true. That's why Facebook groups are dangerous.
But seriously, like, I mean, and plus there's the terms, like, oh, well, I identify as male. Well, this is how these people define male as opposed to how I define male. So automatically we're in contention over the same term before we even get to if there's more than male. You know what I mean?
I think the idea that there's contention, I think contention only exists whenever you're talking about it amorphously. When you're talking about it amorphously and you're saying, well, this and this and this and this and this, but whenever you're talking to an individual and this person says to you, like, hey, I identify as Z, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And when you're in, I have people in my life who identify as Z, and I'm like, cool.
Hey, I got one for you. Because you had a little bit of a religious background.
Very much so.
Okay, so... Yeah. Me too. I went to private school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why we
living that kind of.
That's why That's why we had that powdered carnation milk, man. Because the church they don't let you keep going if you don't keep paying them.
That's the rules.
That's the rules. Like, anyway, hey, Jesus preached love his whole life, and they killed him for it. And if you pay me $20, I'll teach you the truth of his word. What?
Right.
I thought it was free. I already paid for the book. Can I just read it myself and interpret it? No, I got to have you do it?
For that.
Fine, sure. So the private school thing, there was a guy or girl or someone on Facebook that when Rush Limbaugh said that he had announced that he had cancer a few weeks ago, they said, I prayed for Rush Limbaugh today even though he's a piece of shit because that's the Christian thing to do.
All right.
And I'm like, wouldn't the Christian thing to do be not call that guy a piece of shit or judge him to begin with and just pray for him? And not tell anybody? Because I don't remember Christ going around going, hey, you guys remember last week when I healed that blind guy? No, he never bragged. I read it.
I think
all the time. He never bragged. He wasn't like, hey man, remember that guy raised from the dead? No, you get your own food. I've been busy all day. Like, Jesus never...
I love the idea of Jesus as a line cook, and he's like, no, you know what? I already did 4 loaves, I did 7 fishes. You had enough.
You do it.
Get out of here.
Look at Boris Johnson. I'm pretty sure we found the missing link.
All right.
It's a good political take.
I mean, I feel that. I don't know enough about politics across the pond to be able to speak to it.
Do you have goals?
Do I have goals? I do.
Do you set like them like short term, midterm, long term?
So
like next year, what do you want to get accomplished in the next 365 days?
In the next year,
Yeah.
what do I want to get accomplished?
Let's plan an interview a year from now.
Okay, and we'll check back on these goals. We'll just review the footage.
Unless you want to do like 3 month, 6 month, 1 year goals.
I like a year. It's a very round amount of time.
Okay.
The thing about a year is people often overestimate how much they can do in a year, but they underestimate how much they can do in 5 years.
I think people overestimate how much they can do in a year because they try to get it all done in the last 3 days.
Oh yeah, well that's the other thing.
So a 1 year plan is a 362-day vacation.
That's true. I was like, well, I'm working on it, but I got a deadline.
Yeah.
That was like last year. I had one year. What do they call it at the beginning of the year? The
resolution.
Resolution.
That's what they were calling it last year.
Well, maybe they'll change it this next time. I had one resolution. It was to cook 52 meals. That's right, 1 a week.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't cook.
Learn a new recipe
Nope.
once a week?
Physically cook. No, not learn a new recipe. I mean literally cook. As in, get out a skillet, fry something up, put it on a plate. That was my goal. I know, it's low-hanging fruit. You're judging me with those eyes.
No, I'm just wondering, did you tell the microwave they could take a holiday? Was it fair game?
No. You couldn't. The microwave was off limits for this resolution.
Wow.
Yeah, because
this is quite the
it was
commitment.
cooking.
This is a commitment.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a commitment because I didn't commit to it, and I cooked less than 10. So
Less than 10.
Yeah, for the entire year, and I kept track.
That's 20%.
You know what? And then
Could
this
be.
year,
15%.
yeah, 20.
What'd you get done this year?
Then this year I was like, I'm not doing a resolution because last year I only did 20% of my resolution. I'm not doing that again.
All right then. So what do you got planned?
So what I'm hopeful for this next year, one of the things what I'm putting my energy and effort into is continued success on the comedy scene. I also I'm working a new job where I'm learning a new field, trying to get more experienced at that. So
What is it? Are you allowed to say?
I can say
Okay.
it is IT, and that's just information technology stuff.
So you're training.
Yeah, training in that. I'm really enjoying that. That's been a nice change of pace from
Hoping to get hired by a firm that needs a guy.
Oh no, I actually work for a small business firm here in
nice.
Tulsa. Yeah, they're awesome. They're fantastic. So,
Are you ever afraid that there's something you might say on stage in a bit that could come back and cost you?
Nah.
Or a tweet or anything? Are you that edgy? Or sarcastic, or do you pull those kind of... I mean, as a father, it's a little different. I waited till my kids, I would never let them see what I did in the first year I did comedy. Are you kidding me? No, though I'm glad YouTube took that video down. I was so happy. I was like, I'm sorry, kids. I see your dad's work, but because it was horrible, man. There was a couple of jokes in there. I was like, thank you, YouTube.
I don't think so. For me, I don't think that I'm particularly edgy. I think that people could misunderstand me. I think that I am sarcastic, and definitely people, especially depending on what I'm talking about, could be misread,
Yeah.
That 100% will happen. Also, I just don't care. Like, there's nothing... I don't care about people's perception that way. Like, if they're upset, then they're upset. That's on them. Also, I think that everybody that I've interacted with has a good sense for what's in my heart, the kind of person I am, and they know that...
Using the kind of verbiage that you use, would you say you're a compassionate man?
I think that
and I'm not talking kids. Kids are a completely different love level.
Yeah,
honestly, like you you literally are like, I will die.
That's a
for
biological.
Yeah,
like,
I will die for that person.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a different love level. But I mean, like as far as friends or acquaintances, do you see them struggling or hurting and hurt for them, or do you find yourself as that kind of person mentally?
I think that oftentimes my messiah complex kicks in, and I'm just like, I could save that. I could help that person. I can fix that person. I can, yeah. So that's always good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
So it's a form of compassion.
They need.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have exactly what they need.
Yeah. You know what? If they would just talk to me, I could explain where they've made mistakes in life and where we could fix it.
I cook more than 10 meals in a single week. If you want kids, I can post one. No, don't mail your kids here.
No.
Guyver?
I
Okay,
have
just the little
two.
one. Just the little one.
I've got two.
We'll
I don't
put it
want
to
any
work.
more for that are being mailed to me. I don't know. Maybe
Guyver is a patron of this channel, a benefactor, a friend. He's a special effects coordinator. He does explosions on James Bond movies. And
Oh,
things. Him
that's
and
awesome.
His father did like all of them.
Wow.
So he has stories like, oh yeah, I bought this BMW my dad didn't want me to have, so he took it to work with him, and you can see it blow up in the car park scene in the world is not enough. And I'm like, and then he sent me the video. And I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
oh, I'm sorry you lost your car. Sorry your dad's dead. But he is a poster child for stress control.
Okay.
Former Army medic in the Royal Army.
All right.
Almost died in Afghanistan, bleeding to death in a medical helicopter because his shoulder basically gone. It's all like replacement steel now.
Gotcha.
He has
Upgraded. Okay.
4 children. One of them's a toddler and one of them's a newborn.
Oh, lordy.
His mother-in-law has some medical issues and is living with them now after his wife just gave birth.
I'm feeling stress hives breaking
Yeah,
out
I
on
know.
me.
The father-in-law just wrapped his Jaguar in a ditch close to the house and broke some bones, so he's staying with them now. Now, after all of this, he gives me the quote of the century. He goes, and they expect me to quit smoking.
I get it.
But, dude, I'd love to have a job. If all that was going on in my life, to have a job where I could go and blow some shit up during the day, I'd be like,
Yeah.
yep.
There you go. That seems like a good way to exercise some demons right there.
How far would you want to go, man? What's your peak? Hollywood? You want to do movies? You want to be front, back of the camera?
I always want to be in front of the camera, but there's something very intoxicating about being in front of a live audience.
Totally.
I've worked in front of a camera before, and it's not the same feel, whenever it's just some people standing behind the camera kind of doing their thing.
And there's the instant gratification of a live audience.
Oh man, it's
Like
the energy, the feed off the energy.
You film something, you set for a week, someone takes it to edit and post, and then they finally churn it out, and you're like, we might have to go reshoot that. And there's no instant reward. You don't get to see an audience's face for months.
Yeah.
Whereas you go in and bomb on stage, you can see their disappointment right. Oh, it's instantaneous.
It's true. I think that's one of the things I love so much about doing talk show is it's such a collaborative process that when bits don't work, or
it's
jokes don't work, I'm like, it's that joke. It's your fault for letting me tell it.
So
I could have all the ego that I enjoy, but none of the heartbreaking. Just
take 100% of the credit and none of the blame.
Correct.
Sean Singleton did he was at Deco on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
him, and he was doing his pho bit.
Oh, okay. I've
While he's doing it, I'm sitting at a table with Kayla and CR and Landry, and I'm like, that's good because I remember the Sofa King from
from SNL.
From SNL.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. It's a good bit, it's solid, and the way he takes it, it's awesome. And I look over at Landry and I'm like, that's pretty good. And he goes, he pitched that to me for talk show. I'm like, what?
Oh, I was there.
I was like, how are you going to do that talk show? He goes, parody commercial. I was like, okay.
Hey, but have we? No, we have not. We have not.
He took it to the stage and he nailed it, dude. It was good.
I'm glad people
But he got
loved
the
it.
instant. He got the instant, man.
That's the thing. Here's the thing. That's the beauty of what we do is that if you have a belief that you're like, man, I have a joke that a lot of people don't like, but I enjoy it, and like it resonates with certain parts of audiences. And so like I enjoy it when that lands, because I'm like, okay, this audience gets me on this level. They're vibing there with me. Okay. And like once I get better at it, then I'll be like, oh, this audience, I'll know, oh, they will or won't like that joke.
Okay. So this brings up a series of questions. Number one, do you play to the audience, or do you stay true to yourself when you're on stage? Do you let the audience dictate which jokes you tell them?
I think that if you're not playing to the audience, then you're not playing the game to your best ability.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. All right. Is comedy an art?
Comedy is an art. I think that there are a lot of...
In art, there are only two categories. You're either a revolutionary or you're a plagiarist. You're either breaking new ground in art, or you're standing on the shoulders of giants. Do you agree with that?
I think that if you want to look at the world in a
dichotomy,
then that's one of them that you could
nailed
view
it.
This.
No, because that is not that. That's it's not an either or. But good call. Good call. Way to get out of that one. Would you want to get hounded or happy with one person in the supermarket? I don't even know what that means. How do you get happy with someone in a supermarket?
Do you mean fuck somebody in a supermarket?
I don't know. It's dude.
Let me. Would you want to get hounded or happy with one person in the supermarket? I want to know what hounded or... Can you clarify what hounded or happy is? What are the two options?
I just have the Stream Deck in our chat up right now. I don't have access to find out. I'd go to Urban Dictionary right now if I had any other device on me. I'm like, I want to know what hounded means. It sounds interesting.
And then I was like, maybe he means pounded. Maybe you fat fingered it. You would either get pounded or happy. I don't know.
So like in-game style, like you don't know exactly where you want it. You don't know how high you want to go. What would be the measure of getting there?
Success to me is 100% comfort. When you go like, you know what?
So do you think success is getting to do the things that you want to do?
Yes.
Or do you think success is not having to do the things that you don't want to do?
Again, if you want to view things from a dichotomy of... you keep trying to pin me into one camp or the other.
No.
All I'm saying is
you can take a third option, but
I think that truly
What is your definition of success, please?
My aspiration in life, and this is not just in one area of life, is to maximize the amount of enjoyment and minimize the amount of suffering. It's the Stoic maxim.
What is it that you would want to share with you? Let me ask you this: what is it that you would want to share with your kids, so they would know that you're going? I'm doing it. This is as good as it gets.
I think that once my kids get older, I think that if I was on a program that they could point to and be like, oh yeah, that's my dad's stupid program, I hate it, that would be the pinnacle of doing it for my kids.
So success is measured if you're on a show that your kids control.
That they can watch and hate. I just want them to be able to see it and go, I don't like it.
That's not good enough. They got to have like a subreddit that they troll you on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I want them to be my biggest hater. I want them to be like, oh my god, he's pedantic and he's ridiculous. I hate him. That's what I want.
Oh, okay.
Did we find out what hounded or happy means?
Would you want to get hounded or happy with the one person in the supermarket? Okay, hounded by fans or approached by the one person.
Oh,
so the one. Would you want a ton of people to recognize you when you go out, or just the one? Somebody go, aren't you that?
So like that's happened before,
like a cult hero,
and I like that.
Cult hero?
Yeah. I would rather like one person, maybe a month. Like too much more than that, and your ego would be too big.
I don't ever want to leave my house and be like Richard Petty walking through a NASCAR pit. I don't want to ever be that guy.
Yeah.
I just don't, man. I don't measure success. I don't think fame equals success.
Oh no, I think that it's a much bigger burden than most people realize.
I got a good Richard Petty story though. I used him earlier. Hey, he used to. Everybody talked about how he would just sit there and he'd sign his name real slow when he would on autographs. But he would wait till he would sign everybody that was there to see him. He would stay till everyone was signed. And he'd just go real slow, and people would be like, what's he doing? And in an interview one time, he said, the reason why I write real slow is because it gives me more time to get to know the person that asked for my signature.
All right.
So he's like, what's your name? All right, Bob. Well, Bob, what do you do? You know, I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
For lines of people. For years. Like, I'm like, Richard Petty? The guy had it together, man. And
Well,
Southern hospitality.
For that fan, in that moment, that's the experience. The autograph is fine. They don't... But it's when you're meeting that person, that's the high.
What did he say?
Yeah.
We talked for like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Really?
That experience is worth way more than the autograph is fine. It's whatever, but it's that meeting your idol or meeting this person that you
feel
esteem.
sorry for the people with the flash bulbs? Kind of, or do you,
yeah,
or are you kind of like, well, that's what they wanted.
I don't think
Do you think anybody ever dreams of that level of success? They're like, I want to have money in the bank. I want to have the nice car. I want to have the house in Hollywood. I want to have the kids that are going to Beverly Hills High and all that crap. And they never really go, well, if I reach that level, I'm going to have every time I go to a restaurant. Do you think they don't teach you that in Star School or what?
I think that unless you are raised in a family where that was a normalcy for you as a child, then you don't have any idea that that's what comes with it. And I think that a lot of people, the law of unintended consequences for all of us can be a little overwhelming at times. We think we're doing the right thing and we think we're going to get what we want.
If that happened to you, how do you get the genie back in the bottle? How do you just complete hermit, just Unabomber it, go to Montana, get a cabin? Like, how do you get away from them?
I don't think that. The thing is I don't think my personality is broad enough of an appeal that everybody would just be like, oh, we love that guy.
Are you kidding me? You're like the James Corden of Tulsa.
I don't think that's true at all.
It's not.
That's,
Not even a little.
That was
I gave you your
flattery at the most base.
I gave you your moment to write it though. They don't know the difference. At any moment, you could have taken that.
Well, yes, obviously. No, it's not even.
You think they knew you before you sat down? It's amazing. It's like, I can't lie right now. They know me. Like, no, they don't know you. He's a senator.
Yeah. Well, I do my best work in the office of senator. Just trying to do the Lord's work.
Aren't we all?
I think that's a good aspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah. No shade on that.
We can close it on one simple question.
Okay.
And I want to thank you for being here. Thank you guys for joining us. But I got to know.
Okay.
In the short amount of time that you've treaded upon this earth, what would be the title of your autobiography? I have to know this. Up till now, I mean...
I never thought about this before. I presume that I will never die.
I was hoping there was at least 2 or 3 other questions in there that you had never thought of before, but all right, we got one.
Yeah, well, I think a lot about myself, so...
We made it to the entire end of the show, but we got one.
Yeah.
We got one. All right, so your autobiography. This is the Bradly Daniel Mcpherson story. Is it a capital P?
Everybody asks that, and I don't think it is.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just my name.
I think I did in the tweet that I sent out tonight, but I think... because of the font I use, every letter's a cap. So
You're yelling at people on Twitter?
No, in the poster.
Oh, okay.
The font I use, every letter
shows cap.
Is in that font. So Bradly Mcpherson, I didn't have to worry. I didn't have to go small thing.
You solved it.
Yeah, but now I'm like, later, I'll go small p.
Yeah, that's fine.
The Bradly Daniel Mcpherson story.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna live forever.
That's a great title.
Pretty sure I am.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to live forever. The Bradly Mcpherson story.
Yeah. That's just.
I hope this is not that video.
It's gonna feel real bad you're gonna feel so bad. But you know what? We're taking that chance.
If anything happens to Bradley, you know this is not going to. This show will not going to continue.
Oh no! That'll get so much press. No. Local comedian dies after proclaiming he was going to live forever. No, I think it's good. Good press. Good press.
It depends on how much of the video they watch. If they just watch part of it, it'd be like local Jehovah's Witness from Sand Springs.
I'm out of here.
From Purcell.
He's trying to convince me.
Local Jehovah's Witness from Purcell, Oklahoma. Called this shot and gets it wrong. On local podcast. Film never. Because it's just not a great story.
Pretty sure I am, though.
I'm really happy with what you guys got going on. I know about the pilot filming and some great things happening. You guys are a great team of people that you're writing with. I believe in Landry Miller and his project.
He's a mad genius.
Wholeheartedly. And if you get on that squad, I mean, it's a tough gig, and it's tough to hang on to. He sheds writers.
There's plenty of terrible writers.
I know.
I'm one of them, and
to be a part of it, man, I'm so happy for you. I really am happy for you.
It's fun, and it'll continue to be fun. And
good luck in the future, whatever that may bring you.
Absolutely.
Bradly Daniel McPherson. I love this thing. We used to have a producer in here. He died last September. You guys remember my brother-in-law, Chris? Okay, so he used to be over there, and he would switch the buttons and bring in the music and everything, and it took us a lot of money and technology to replace him, but we're keeping the show going, Chris. Thank you guys for being here. We will be right back. Coming up next, we'll have Bedgood Comics, the movie tonight, the 1959 Vincent Price classic, The Tingler. Hope you guys are ready for that. And we'll be right back. Bye.